Hi YouTube, Bria here from Etched Actuarial, and in today's video you are going to get to watch my interview with Aneisha. She is a member of the Actuary Accelerator Community and just got her first actuarial internship. I am so excited for her. She has worked really hard for this, and in this interview you are going to learn exactly what she did so that you can take those tips and advice and apply it to your own actuarial journey and hopefully get an actuarial internship as well. This is a really unique situation because Aneisha was actually able to get her internship after she had already graduated from school, which can be really hard to do. Before we get into it, I think it's really important to point out how Aneisha got her job through a group of aspiring actuaries at her school. Being a part of a group of other aspiring actuaries, whether it's in your school's actuarial science club, the Actuary Accelerator Community, or some other group of aspiring actuaries, can be a really great way to increase your chances of getting an actuarial job or an internship. That's because these groups have so many benefits. They can, one, be a great way to network and meet other people that are going for the same goals as you, and like Aneisha talks about, they can help you potentially get a job. Another reason that these types of groups are great is because they are often filled with other people that are ahead of you in their actuarial journey. So that means they'll be able to give you advice and feedback on things that they've already done, and that helps you achieve your goal quicker than people that are just trying to do this on their own and not using the support and mentorship of other people ahead of them. Another reason that these groups can be so beneficial is because they often provide resources to help you achieve your goal of getting your first entry-level job. So they might provide resources to help create a really good resume. They might help you in getting interviews and succeeding in the interviews. They may help pass exams or get technical skills. These groups are just filled with resources because they help so many people achieve actuarial goals. On top of that, these types of groups really help you stay motivated, and they can be incredibly inspirational. We have a WhatsApp group in the Actuary Accelerator Community, and every day I am seeing people support each other, motivate them, lift them up when they feel down. Maybe it's after passing an exam or getting rejected from another job. These types of things are hard to go through by yourself, but having a group of other people there to support you that know what you're going through can just make a world of difference. So pay really close attention when Aneisha starts talking about how this group helped her get an actuarial internship, because joining one of these groups could just be a huge turning point in your own actuarial career as well. Oh, and I'm going to end this video with Aneisha showing us something incredibly awesome that she can do in just 15 seconds. If you have any guesses on what that might be, make sure you comment before the end of the video and see if you are right. Right down below in the comments, you can put in your guess, and then at the end of the video, you'll find out what Aneisha can do in an incredible 15 seconds. I couldn't even do this if I tried. Okay, let's get into the interview. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hello everyone. Today I'm here with Aneisha, and she just got an actuarial internship, and today she is going to share everything she did to make this happen. I'm so excited for her. She definitely worked really hard. She is a member of the Actuary Accelerator Community, so she's been following a lot of the steps in there, and I'm sure we'll talk about what you did in order to actually get this job and how you were able to use the AAC resources, the Actuary Accelerator Community resources, to help you get this internship. I'm so excited to talk to you, so welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm excited as well.
Okay, so before we get into talking about the details of how you got this internship, could you just start by telling us how you found out about the actuarial field and what made you decide to get into it?
Sure. So I didn't really know what actuarial science was when I was going into college. It was really like a last minute thing that I declared my major as. And all I knew was that I liked math, and I thought maybe I could go into engineering or something like that.
Okay.
But then I realized that I didn't actually like the physics part of that. So I was like, I need to find something that like I can just apply my math skills to. And I actually have like a family friend who is an actuary right now, and he's just like been my role model throughout this whole thing.
Okay, that's awesome.
Because he's very successful, like he makes a lot of money, but that's not the entire thing. But like,
it's kind of a really good bonus, right?
It is a really good bonus. That's what everybody says when I say that. But basically I was like, I like math. but I don't know if I want to do engineering. And so he pointed me in the direction of actuarial science. And so I looked into it, and it just seemed like, oh, I should try this because it fits what I want. And actually, I happen to live in Georgia, which is like Georgia State University is one of the best for actuarial science. Like they have a program for actuarial science. So it just worked out. I went there, declared a major as actuarial science. And I think just like the program there as well has solidified my interest in this. I do love the material. Problem solving is just so interesting to me. So I think that's why I got into it, and that's why I'm continuing the path now. So
okay, awesome. So when you went to school, did you get exposure to a lot of the concepts that were tested on exams later?
Yes, actually, like I said, it's an actuarial science program. So they have classes, like I took 2 classes that were for actuarial exams specifically. I took one for exam P, and I mean, that's probably also why I passed the exam. In addition to your study strategy program, I was learning the content like 3 times almost, like in class, on my own, and then, elsewhere. So like that was a big plus at going to my university. I took another class during the summer that was for exam FM.
Okay.
So they do have classes that teach you very specific exam material, and then also like I'm taking an LTAM class right now for like that exam, but it's not, they're not going to prepare you entirely. It's mainly just giving you the basics. So they have a lot of classes geared towards actuarial concepts. Even if they aren't for the exam, they're very specific. So
okay, awesome. That's good to hear. Okay, so you got your degree. Was it only after you were done school that you started studying for your exams, or were you studying while you were in school?
Well, I studied for the first time I was studying for exam P. I was in school.
Okay.
That didn't go well. I actually did fail my first exam.
Yeah, I did too. I failed the first exam twice. So
yeah, it's very difficult when you've never had to study like for something completely new by yourself. Yes. So I just really didn't take anything seriously. I didn't have a schedule. So like the first time I was studying, I had school also. I was just like focusing on school. It didn't go well. The second time I actually took it, I studied during school, but having a schedule is just a game changer. So yes, for sure. I really was able to manage my time. So it's possible to do it during school. My third exam, not my third exam, the third time I took an exam, which was for FM, I was actually in summer. So I wasn't taking classes. So I've had a little bit of both experiences.
Okay, yeah, that's probably good because what I found for me, it was too difficult. I had too much going on while I was in school to try to keep up with exams. So I ended up taking my exams while I was doing my internships or like working. So I'd go to work during the day and then I'd come home and study for exams. So that's what worked well for me. I can't even imagine trying to keep up with school and exams. So
yeah, luckily for me, it was in my earlier semesters where it's not really heavy course load. Okay. But yeah.
Okay, awesome. So that's great. So when did you pass exam P? That was the first exam you took, right? When did you end up passing that?
I passed that in May of 2020. Okay. And then I started studying for my next exam kind of like in June or late June. So I passed exam FM in October.
October, okay. Yeah. So you had exam P and FM passed. And was there anything else that you had done before you started applying for internships and looking for an internship that was going to help you hopefully stand out above everyone else that was applying to them?
Right. Actually, that was one of my biggest concerns when I went into searching for internships. I don't have any like work experience prior to, I guess, this summer.
And internships are pretty competitive. Like there's a lot of people that want them. And especially since you are someone that has already graduated, because typically they're looking for people that are still in school. So it's very impressive that you are able to get that job. So yes, continue on. What else did you do?
Well, yeah, I didn't have any work experience. I've maybe done some like shadowing.
Okay.
My main thing is that I've passed 2 exams, which puts me kind of ahead of maybe some other people my age, who are like, in that just kind of later years of graduating, whatever. So mainly I was just trying to like, on my resume, that's the top thing I have.
Okay.
I've passed 2 exams. So I was trying to put that everywhere and say, like, I'm ready for hands-on experience and kind of applying this to other places. And I think, it did kind of seem like something that was going to hold me back. But a big part of finding internships is like networking. So I was grateful to have like student organizations from college that are like, because we're an actuarial program, we have like Actuarial Student Association. And so there are a lot of people there who are always willing to help other students who are in the same like major. And so a lot of them will be like, oh, I have a contact at this company, and if anybody wants me to send their resume over, just like, let me know. And so I would just every time, well, I would spend, hours every day applying to my own places. But anytime that happened, I would, reach out to those people. So it was mainly just a matter of getting like one foot in through like a recommendation through someone else who knows them. And then, displaying my personality through the interview was the main thing I think that got me the position, because otherwise I don't have much experience. But it is possible. I mean, especially if you have exams passed, like I was so nervous I wasn't going to get a chance even to like get in an interview, just because I hadn't had any work experience. But, a lot of people are so excited to see what you've learned in like college and projects as well.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know that you also had some experience doing Excel projects and stuff too in the AAC. So was that something that came up during the interview and that you talked about?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think, okay, so what happened was I had one interview and I had never really done a formal interview before. And so the first one was, looking back, not the best one I've done, because they would ask me about like some technical skills, and I thought I knew how to do VBA because I learned your course, and then they asked me and I completely blanked out. So I knew I had to, do something about those Excel skills. I had to find a way to be able to talk about them. So then that's when your Excel, project came in so much, it was so handy and so helpful, because I did that myself and I was able to basically just say everything I did in the interview for the company that I'm going to be working for this summer. They really wanted to just know what I did, and then, how I managed my time doing that, and how I applied, some macro stuff to something that I would actually use on the job, like, putting the client information into this little calculator and doing all that. So once I was able to just talk about all that, they were definitely intrigued about that. They were like, okay, she does know Excel. Whereas before I wasn't able to know how to prove that I know Excel. So that helped so much, having that project under my belt. And a lot of people just love hearing about projects you've done, just like, because there's so many questions surrounding that, like, the time management aspect, or like,
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree. Like, a lot of people will take an Excel course and they feel like they understand it because they followed it along the whole way and they did what the video showed them to do. But it's a whole other thing when you have to actually take what you learned and apply it to a real world situation. So I love that you did the project and were able to talk about that. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have your technical skills, you have your exams passed. You didn't really have a whole lot of related experience, but that's okay, especially for an internship position. This will give you a lot of experience to get into a full-time job later. So really quickly, could you talk a little bit about how you made these connections and how you were able to eventually get the job? Because for you, it wasn't necessarily that you were just you were applying to jobs, but that's not how you got this one. It was kind of through your network. And that's another great way to find actuarial internships and jobs. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So at my school, or like if you're at any university, joining as many like clubs as you can is a big plus, because all these people are there to help you. They're going through the same thing as you. So that was the main thing. I was so glad I joined this club, the Actuarial Student Association at my school,
Mm-hmm.
and really just like anybody who, they had events every Friday with these companies who would talk about what their internship positions they had available for that summer. And you could go, and probably like all of them are on Zoom now, but in
Yeah.
person, it was very, interactive. You would meet people just through that organization who are willing to hire people,
Okay.
because, of the school you go to, and because, you say you're going to pass exams or you have passed exams, they're just already like interested in you. And so that was a big plus. Somebody who was in that club, who is basically in the same position as I am, passed two exams also, had a contact at the company that I'm going to be working for. And they were like, they just posted on our group chat for the club, anybody needs me to send their resume over, just like DM me. And so I did, and that I ended up working. And I've had so many like that where I did send in nothing, I never heard back, but that happened to, work out. The person called me, and just like, being comfortable on the phone too with the HR person who called me, I think also helped me, instead of being awkward, I guess. But like,
Yeah.
just being like, oh yeah, because a lot of people don't pick up their phone nowadays.
Yeah,
And she
that's
was just
me.
kind of,
If I don't know who's calling, I don't answer. And sometimes
yeah.
even if I do know who's calling, I still don't answer.
Yeah, so that was, I was like that at a point, but I just, becoming more like open or outspoken, I guess, like when I pick up the phone, she's like, oh, nobody picks up the phone at your age anymore. And so that already was like, establishing a relationship there,
So I
going
guess
into the,
it's definitely something that people would want to make sure they're doing when they are applying to jobs, is answering their
yeah,
phone.
yeah, always answer the phone, and
Yeah.
always just like be relaxed, make jokes, I guess, because, or not, like, don't be, just
Like
keep
stay
it formal.
professional, but yeah,
Yeah.
don't be too uptight about talking to them.
Yeah, exactly. It always like establishes something, and she's already like interested. Oh, you're very nice. Thank you for picking up the phone. And then, we'll send the resume to whoever, needs it at that point. And then also be like, oh yeah, she was really nice on the phone, or something like that. But yeah, that was, the big thing about how I got the interview in the first place. And then I guess if we were to talk about the interview, which I think is, what really secured me, obviously, was I guess the same thing, displaying my personality, because I do have great, academic achievements in terms of, passing my exams and having a great GPA at my school. But, didn't have work experience. So I had to like, I guess, tell stories like you suggest. Tell stories about anything I could, which in my case was anything I did through my student organizations, or like volunteering.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
or like even my hobbies, like, I don't know if you can see my Rubik's Cubes. That's a big passion of mine.
Okay,
I
yeah.
love to solve puzzles. So like being able to just, because anytime anybody asks me about that, I will get like into a flow and just get really passionate about it. So like talking about that and how I will apply like that determination to like the position really intrigued them as well. So really
just kind of like them getting to know you as a person, and not just this person with all these qualifications, but you as a person and what you like to do, and those kinds of things helped a lot too.
Yeah, absolutely. And being able to connect it to like how it would help you be a better candidate.
Yeah,
because like
really
I can do Rubik's Cubes, that's cool, but like the determination it took me to like solve really fast, it was like a lot of time commitment, and I had to like, put a lot of effort into that. So, talking about that, and it's not a, the Excel stuff plus this personal side of me was a big, combined, was a big part of why they really liked me. So
yeah. Okay, that's awesome. I love hearing all about that. So last question. I know you haven't started working yet, and you're not entirely sure what you are going to be doing, but what is your official title, or where will you be working? What department will you be in?
So they said they're going to put me in the auto rate making department. So probably auto insurance and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Are you excited?
I am excited. It is very, it's a big part of my career, this position. So I'm excited to like see where that takes me.
It's just incredible to see how far you've come. Like to think,
yeah,
just not even long ago, you were just learning about the actuarial career, and then you kept taking action. You got your degree, you passed exams, you learned Excel, you networked and all that stuff. And now it's all coming to this. And I'm sure with your internship experience, that will really help you get an actuarial job. To me, if you get actuarial internship experience, it's almost guaranteed. I'm not going to say absolutely guaranteed, but it just significantly increases your chances of getting a full-time job. So that's so amazing.
Yeah, if you had asked me like a year ago or told me I was going to be in this spot, I would not believe it, because I like really I passed those 2 exams and got this internship really in the time span of like a year.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. A lot is happening, but I am excited. So
awesome. Well, congratulations. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. And I can't wait to see how things turn out with your internship. And hopefully we can talk again after that when you get a full-time job.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Bye for now.
All right. Bye.
I hope you were able to get past my bad hair day in that interview and appreciate how far Aneisha has come and how hard she has worked for this success. It's honestly incredible, especially because she had already graduated. I do hope that you noticed how important and vital actuarial groups were for her getting this job. It really made a big difference for her. So if you want to get into a group of other aspiring actuaries, then there are really only 2 places I know that you can do that. One is at the school that you are studying at. If you are in an actuarial science program, then there is often a club associated with that program where all the other aspiring actuaries are working together and helping each other graduate and get internships and full-time jobs. Those can be great resources. If you are someone that is not in school anymore or does not go to a school that has an actuarial science program, which is totally fine, then check out the Actuary Accelerator Community. This is my group of aspiring actuaries that are all working really hard towards their goal and doing everything they can to become in-demand actuarial candidates. There are tons of resources in the Actuary Accelerator Community to help you pass exams, learn technical skills, and there's a networking group where you can talk to other members of the group. We show you how to network with each other and how to create a really good resume and how to succeed at interviews. So if that interests you, I will leave a link to the Actuary Accelerator Community down below in the description. And now I'm going to end this video with a clip that Aneisha sent to me to share with everyone else of her solving a Rubik's Cube in just 15 seconds. This is so amazing because I could not even solve a Rubik's Cube in an hour, in a day, in a week. I couldn't solve it at all. So watch this clip, it's pretty awesome.